Good morning, everyone. Okay, we're talking chapter 5th, the guiding introspection. And then I try to talk here, all the verses are disorder in chapter 5th, but here make more order with what is the beginning part, what is the middle, and what is the last part. That's kind of, for practitioner, what we have to know first and what we have to know second. This kind of order I make it. But when we look at the stanzas in chapter 5th, it will be all the disorder. For example, here, I put it, the definition of introspection is the very beginning. Comes in that chapter, the last part. It's stanza 108. And then also, it's engaging relying on a spiritual teacher to doing this practice and study. It comes in that chapter 102 and 103. So I put it the second here. So this is first we have to know the definition of introspection. Second, then how we engaging practice. Then we rely on a spiritual teacher. And then after that we have to study. And then after you study, whatever you study, you have to engage practice. Those kind of make order. I made it order by this. Okay. So we are talking about the faults and disadvantages of the failing the guard of the mind. So it says because once we engage any practice, the crucial part is that guide your introspections or guide your mind. Good morning. Guide your mind. So usually we say without mindfulness, very difficult to do practice. So therefore, same here, without the introspections and recollections, and then almost difficult to do practice. So, or training, right? So any training and practice is very much necessary, the part that we needed in our daily practice, which is the introspection and recollections. So, and then first you're talking about how important to guide your mind, or how important to guide your minds with the introspections. Introspection, actually, usually we do, like say, when we travel to other country, we do a lot of research, what is weather there, and then how people like, what is cultures there, a lot of we check it, right, before we go. Similarly, when we walk outside, we look carefully everywhere, and when we be in company with someone else, also we check a lot, who's this guy, and then how is it harms to me or not. So all these are part of the example of the introspection, right? So we do a lot of introspection in our daily life. So same now here, the introspection to guide to the mind, to use introspection and what called recollections. Sometimes I see the translated as a vigilant introspections instead of vigilant. So conscientiousness as well, right? So yeah, those are the tools that we use it, then actually the guide our mind to saying our mind toward to virtues and forward, like connecting to positive or not. Or our minds more toward negative, or connecting, associating with a more negative emotion or not. That's kind of things we have to guard, and we have to watch and check it, right? So, so therefore, within this, that the first we have to guard our mind, because the mind, he is saying the mind is everything. That whatever we have experienced, suffering or happiness, or whatever we having, the good or bad, everything's depend on mind, he is saying. So I believe that. So everything's depend on mind. So therefore, the very important, the first you guide your mind and correct it always, time by time, and slowly then you can then change yourself as changing your mind. So we finish. It says, in general, how important is guiding mind. That stanza number 1, and then stanza first, and then next, the reason why guiding the mind is indispensable. Is chapter stanza 19. That's we finish. Now today we are on the faults and disadvantages of the failing guide to the mind. So if we look at the chapter 5th, it will the 2nd, 6th, 7, 8. Those chapters are talking about the faults of the failing to guide the mind. And then next, talking about benefit to guiding mind. So, and then this kind of a part of encouraging us to do it, right? So far, if we not think that guiding mind is not important, then understanding these two parts, the fault and benefit, that will maybe we understand that it's important to guide minds with any practice. So the first here talks about the faults. Again, the stanza 2, 2nd, 6, 7, 8. The stanza 2nd, Chopa help me to read it.
2 is, untamed, mad elephants do not inflict as much harm in this world as does the unleashed elephant of the mind in the Avicii hell and the like.
Okay, saying here the how minds harms to us, that is compared to the mad elephants harming us. It's nothing, right? So if the mad elephants, whatever they harms us, at least they can take our life. That's it. So or just make damage in our body and like some kind of the external things. But once minds harms, not only that. So if based on talking the religious, the Buddhism, which we believe the previous life and future life, and again it is harms you by like having suffering to generation to generation, life to life, and entire life. It causes us the harms that much. So, but not by the mad elephants, right? So, by here again, comparing the taking life, how important for us is the worst suffering in our daily life, right? Taking life is, but again, if I compare with the Buddhism here, which believe the previous life and future life, then once mind harms to you, that cause you have suffering to many lifetimes, right? And then taking one life is you just experience one part of suffering. It's not okay. I don't know if it's suitable for everyone or not. I remind you, I'm talking based on the Buddhism. Which believe previous life and future life, right? So that's comparing these two. They're saying many times in textbook said you can sacrifice for engaging compassion. You can sacrifice for engaging virtuous actions. So that kind of saying sacrifice means like talking based on the previous, like a mini next lifetime, right? So. The reason here said, once your life takes your life, it's just being having experienced one suffering. But if you are continuous creating non-virtues, that harms you many lifetime and heavy suffering. So taking life is not that heavy suffering compared to others. That's talking about it. So in our general use, we can say, even we not believe the previous life, future life, we can use here that mind harms us, the heavy suffering which mad elephant cannot. So yeah. The one reason here, we can run away from mad elephants, right? So, but we cannot run away from our own mind, always within us. So, and then we can protect to save from the mad elephants, but very difficult to protect to save from our own mind, which is harming us, right? So therefore, it's important to guide your mind as you are, guiding your life from mad elephants. That's how you can understand that part, right? And not only that, the mind, general mind is harming us. How mind harms to us, because the most of the time our mind associating with a negative emotion, that always arises the negative intention, which lead us the negative action. Those negative action and intentions cause us have suffering. So therefore we keep saying that the mind is harm to us. But that's we have to know. It generally is not, but the 99% in our daily life, that mind harms because the mind always associates with a negative emotion, right? So that we can check in our daily life, it does or not. Then next, chapter 6. Chapel, please.
Verse 6. For the propounder of truth said that all fears and immeasurable sufferings arise from the mind only.
Okay. All the experience of suffering, right? It says, it doesn't say Buddha said that.
Yeah,
The line.
It says propounder of truth, so this is the Buddha.
Okay. Yeah, the Buddha saying is not important actually, right? We knowing how Buddha said it, that's important part. And then again, he's saying every single the suffering that we experience in our daily lives comes from within mind. So regarding that, I mentioned it last time, we just a little bit know that every action is driven by mind, that we have to know, right? Whether we're standing up or sitting down or eating or just going outside, hanging, every single actions is driven by mind. Except that we do have some kind of the habit. It does not depend on intentions, right? So the habit means sometime when we work, our hands too much moving here like this. That's not really depend on intention. And I don't know, when I talk like I move the hand, it is depend on intention or not. I maybe not. So it's kind of a habit. So beside that, the most of our actions is driven by mind, right? So even like the sleeping or the working, again, is really very much depend on mind. So as we know that it's most our actions driven by mind, then every single suffering also can say it's driven by mind. It's depend on mind. Because the two ways we can look at that way. One way, the suffering of the mental and suffering of physical, that we do have more mental suffering in our daily life. rather than physical suffering. That's we can look at that one way. Even physical suffering is, again, is driven by mind, right? So, but yeah, that part is a little bit difficult to understand how the physical suffering is driven by mind. I can explain that the Buddhist way or in general. So if we have a illness like a headache, and then we think it's like I'm having illness. That thoughts might be brings you more the having external painful than actual how much we should pain and headache to thinking that. So in a Buddhist way, we say it's depend on mind because those headache it's the result of negative action that we said it. So negative action is driven by mind. This is how our headaches connected with the mind, and then the mind it's caused by mind, right? Yeah, so that's how I can explain that how even the physical the pain and suffering is caused by mind. So what do you think about that? Yes.
How about when you have like a genetic disease that you inherit from, you were born with it? That doesn't depend on your mind, does it?
Yeah, that's with the Buddhist way to describe. Yes, it is because the karma, yeah, right. And then, but so many external suffering we experience in our daily life, which more than actual the pain in the physical. All these extra sufferings are by mind, right? And then also we can test that way. The physical pain, sometimes we do like a practice that changing self and others, right? And also we are not that much thinking is like it's like a suffering. That makes lighter actually. So that's, you can see that even your physical suffering makes lighter by mind, and also will take out all the extra sufferings from the thinking by the mind, right? So if it can make light, say example, sometime when we said the doctor is checking us, right, and touch our body and then see that, oh, you don't have any problem. So how much it makes relax us, right? If it's relaxing that much, like our pain will be lighter, isn't it? This kind of like a connecting with the mind, we can see the sufferings, like a physical suffering get more lighter or almost no pain by thinking mind, right? So
that's a good point, because you can either, the opposite would be, you can make it much worse if
Yeah.
you just think, oh, I feel so sad about myself.
It is,
I feel
it is, yeah.
self-pity, like, oh, nobody else feels such bad pain as me, right? So the pain actually gets more intense.
Just exactly. So with those all the extra suffering that created by mind, nothing to do with the physical body, right? Because we think I'm the only one experiencing this lifetime. So that's you adding it. So those the extra suffering, definitely. But even actual painful in physical, make it lighter thinking by mind, right? The use mind. So let's say when we walk, it's like I say, hits hammers on hand, then you might be break like 30 minutes, take break for 30 minutes, right? But when you play soccer, and then it's like hits your like hands on the post, but you still runs. So what makes different, right? One, you have an interesting by mind, right? You are very much interesting to play, so you accepted that painful, and then once you work, the hammers in the hand, you not expect it, and then that makes like the heavier suffering. Actually, it's depend on mind. Look at it that way. So look, when we can see the children's, when they play, small hits here and there, they're not crying. So, and then someone like a gentle hits in the back, they cry, right? But same way. But maybe sometimes the worst hits more painful that they are like accidents, right? So they sometimes they fall and then heads put in a wall. They are more painful than like gentle hitting it. But when it's gentle hit, they will cry. Others will not cry. So they knows, they accept it. So we can see the many kids doing that, right? So all this, you can see the mind can change here and there, right? So see mind, how much change our physical pain, lighter or accepting almost no pain, right? And then easily gone. So all this mind. And therefore, the mind can change a lot of our own suffering. Here said the verse 6. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. So yeah, and then if we look at the another one reason that to compare physical and mental, we do have a more mental suffering in our daily life, right? So, and then it's very difficult to overcome by it, the mental suffering, than the physical suffering. So the physical suffering, there are a lot of like the treatment there, right? The mental suffering, at least you are well training, that help you by yourself, but it's difficult to cure the mental suffering. It takes long, right? So, and then physical suffering not cause you like to look at, see everything as negative. Like say, for example, the mental suffering, when we have a heavy mental suffering, sad or anger, so then we don't want to eat, we don't want to talk, or we don't want to do anything about that, right? So, but physical suffering not cause you to have that kind of experience. Still makes you think to do it, like to do it, right? So that's, you can compare this to how the mental suffering is more worse. And then mental suffering is 100% cured by mind, right? So like even depression or anxiety, yes, it is 100% cured by mind without any medicine. So that's the clearly sees that what here talking is the mind harms, like it brings us heavy suffering. So all this, every single suffering or heavier suffering, whatever suffering that we do experience, all this comes from mind. That's here. This is the reason talks here, right? Is it clear? Okay. And then, the verse 7.
Who diligently constructed the weapons in hell? Who devised the floor of heated iron? And from where have those women come?
Okay, this true chapter talking about the suffering of hell realms. What do you think? Okay, so we're talking about the many times the hell realms, hell beings, someone there who torturing us, right? So when I was young, I do have this question, and I asked question to our master many times. If there's some being there who torturing us, isn't that they are creating negative, right? They're torturing it, they're harming us. As well as they're harming us, and then of course they should create it negative. Why they excuse for them? Why they forgive from them not having any like a negative action? Because it's negative action, right? To torturing others. So then that being should be creating negative karma, then they should have suffering too. sometime explain in some texts, say there as we are hell beings, and then other hell beings there who's like giving us punishment, right? So who's giving us punishment? If there's some beings they are giving us punishment, again the question remaining same. That being should be suffering too, because they're harms to others, right? If so, then why they're allowed to do that? Because it's like it's saying allow them to torture us, right? So now the answer is clear here in Shantideva text. They are actually not separate being there who torturing us. It's all our minds reflecting, our actions, our karmas reflecting us. That's how we experience the suffering. That's we call hell realms or hell beings. Otherwise, if you look at some other history, they say Yamaraj is there, who is the main in charge of the hell realms, right? And then there are many like a servant or served to Yamaraj who are in charge of hell realms, and then Yamaraj giving order to the beings, and they are giving punish to the whoever they did negative actions. That's kind of history there, but just I think this is just made it up for easy understand for people, rather than explain your mind is reflecting to you. That actually it's your mind and your karma is reflecting to us that they're having like a heavy sufferings, right? So we don't have to really look the very far ways the hell realms. At least if you know that I can be born as animal beings, I can be born as a fish, I can be born as an insect, then look at that way, so that see how we eat the fish and we call the many like a seafood. Look at that, right? They are alive, and then take it and then put it on a very hot oil. Is it this hell realms? This is hell realms, right? So if we born as like a fish, then we have this kind of experience then, right? So they just put in the very hot oil. And then if they're alive, they take all this hand and then you know that how we cooked all the seafood, right? The alive and cut directly, and then all these things. Example of the heavier suffering than what we experiences. So you can consider them as one of the hell realms, right? So and then again, how they having these kinds of experience, then it's by their karma actually, right? So if we not comfortable, then I will explain that it is by their karma reflecting on them, and they're having like a heavy suffering. So and then that like you might say, okay, how come there's karma? Still they have a choice, because a person not do that, they will not die. We see it as like a choice, but the one times comes looks like it's not choice, right? We do not have any choice whether it's like put in a hot oil or not, right? So but we see it as like a choice that based on our perspective, I think. If we say, okay, if I buy this, all the fish, then they will save. Then are you 100% sure that they will not die another torture sufferings? Are you 100% sure that for that? Right? So you release in like a pond, or you release in some water. So how you have a guarantee that they will not have a happy suffering in there, or they will not die in there? right? So there are no guarantee actually. So that's the one part, one reason you can think it. And then let's say I will give you example for that. Because the example for that, once karma's time on ripening, no one can change it. That's the example, okay? No one can change it that once karma is ready for ripening it. For example, many times we talks about that the Angulimala, when the being at the Buddha time, Angulimala is, most of you know that, right? What it says in Sanskrit, Angulimala?
That is the Sanskrit. Angulimala.
Oh yeah, I mean like English.
We just say Angulimala.
Angul-
It's like, the English directly means thumb garland.
Yeah, the Angulimala is one guy, he misguided by one of the teacher, and then saying that if he killed 1,000 people and wear the necklace, their thumbs, then enlightened. So therefore he continuous killed. And finally he met the Buddha, they say. After 999, they met the Buddha. The questions comes that if Buddha have that much powerful to change their mind, why Buddha did not see him way beginning, before he killed 999? Why the after 999? Do you have any question on their mind? Right? So it should be have this kind of question actually. At the time Buddha's exit, during the Buddha time. And then Buddha, if we look at our perspective, Buddha has an omniscient mind. Buddha must know that, right? Buddha must know that that guy is going to kill 999 people. And then at the beginning, Buddha comes and help him to not kill it, change him to not kill it. We can do that. Buddha can do that, right? If Buddha have a power that at the end he can change it, not why he cannot change it at the beginning. What do you think, Anila?
Maybe because the Buddha is omniscient, right? He knows everything, but not omnipotent. He can't change the karma, like you said, can't change the karma that was ripened. So maybe this bad guy, right? So he had all that negative karma that he
created negative karma.
Yeah. So there's no way until the very end when some of that had been maybe exhausted, right? He's creating negative karma.
We can stop to create negative karma, but we cannot stop to experiencing negative karma, right? That's two different things. So if he's experiencing negative karma, then Buddha cannot do anything because they're reflecting their own karmas to their suffering. But creating negative karma, so far we are talking here, we try to stop practice to stop us to create more negative karma through by the guiding our mind. That's how we talk, right? It's more talking about the futures, not creating negative karma. That definitely Buddha, all the teachers and all the masters, Buddha, everything's doing that part. They're all helping us not let us create a negative karma in the moment and future. Because it's the cause of suffering that we believe, right? So, but beginning, he killed one people, second people, third people, and then after the 900, but still Buddha quiet. Even Buddha sees that killing 900, then 99 more there. So why Buddha saw silence at the time? So
he was letting the person work out his own karma. He was probably suffering, like killing people, so maybe he was like, negative karma.
He's enjoying actually killing people
Right.
because he expected after I kill 1,000 people, I will enlighten. He's very happy to do that, right? So even at the end, he talked to Buddha, said, I cannot stop now. I'm so reached to so far now. I have to do this complete. Buddha said, yeah, you can stop it. You should stop it at the time. Buddha said that, right? Otherwise, he's happily doing that for reaching his goal, right? So, but the actual part is why Buddha saw silence. All the 999 people, they have a negative karma to die, not him. But why him? They do have a connection. The earlier, like I said, long time ago, one of the life, the all 999 are the insect, and then eats that guy at one of the previous life. They are suffering because that Angulimala was the one of the person is eat by all this insect. And then if you look at the more like it's a karma, look at their Angulimala, I see like a 2 or 3 connection, the previous, how they are karmic connections. So just previous is that I remember that the 999 insects, the eats that the beings and killed it. So it's kind of like reflecting the Angulimala now killing the 909 because they are karma who died, right? There are no way to can save it. So the experience karma, no way can save it. This is clearly Buddha showing us once karma is ready for ripening, there are no way to stop it. It will happening, right? So because it's like it will end it. So because it start to happening, it already brings us the suffering or result, right? So that's the reason Buddha knows nothing to do it because their karma is reflecting. That's a clear example that us even they're powerful beings there. Once we create a negative karma, no one can stop it. And Buddha also said it's very clear, I cannot take your suffering as taking clothes from your body, right? So, and I cannot share my realization to you as I am giving you gift, right? And what I can do is I will show you the path, right path, and you have to work on it. If you worked on it, you will reach to the right things or good result. If you do not work on it, then you will remain as samsaric beings. That's Buddha very clearly said, Buddha cannot do anything that your own karma, what is happening is change. The showing path, showing path is a few different things. So showing path is the path for liberations, path for purifications, right? They are all those the path Buddha shows us that the practice, the purification we should engage the purification practice, or their path that brings us to liberation, then we engage those and then brings us liberation as well. This is the only Buddha can protect us. This is the Buddhist that way to protect by our Buddha and Dharma and Sangha is only the showing the path. Right? The actual remedy is the actual medicine or remedy is the Dharma actually, right? So not the Buddha. Buddha is the kind of only shows as a doctor. So therefore, if my negative karmas once start to bringing me suffering, then if no one can stop, then only even we cannot stop now. It's already happening it. Like say, for example, this life. We take birth, now we are growing, right? So already wrapping it. Now it's continuous goes the end, right? So it's continuous goes the end. It's already happening. This kind of example, right? When we have a headache, so we cannot we cannot stop at the moment that headache. It's like an experience. How long or how short, that's depend, but we experience the headache, right? When it started, we have to experience. So only what we can do is either not cause not created cause for suffering or purified the cause that brings you suffering. That's we do have an opportunity right now, and it's possible can do that, right? So otherwise, once it's happening, no one can stop. That's the clearly says. And then all this comes from mind because of intentions. We created negative actions because of intentions. The intentions comes from the mind which is associating with the mental reflections, right? So that's how the mind that brings us a lot of different suffering. Okay, this is just the simple example for that any karma negative happening is cannot stop it, right? And then the plus, what I talked before is talking about the mental illness, like a depression or anxiety. So it's a kind of like a heavier mental suffering than our just anger, right? Okay. And then verse 8 as well. Chopal, please complete it.
The sage declared that all of that has arisen from the evil mind, so there is nothing else in the three worlds more formidable than the mind.
The three world, this earth is one of them, and then we talks about many different planets. The three worlds, we're talking about the world of the samsara place. If I count it, like I say, we call desire realms, form realms, and formless realms. That's three worlds, and then each world has many different type of beings, many different places there, many different planets there, right? Okay, so whatever the bottom line saying, whoever experience suffering within wherever you're born doesn't matter. As far as you experience suffering, all is like caused by your mind. That's the bottom line saying that. So you clear to faults about the mind, not guiding the mind or failing the minds. Are you clear with it? Okay. So we have to go until you believe it. So is there any doubt? Let me know. Right? Any doubt or further discussion you needed? Yeah, let me know. We can talk. We are so far we're talking about the faults and disadvantages of failing to guide the mind, not guiding mind. That, and then it's all happening. All this suffering. What do you think? Okay, so again, let me brief it. The failing guide the mind, it means you are just do everything freely in your daily life, or think openly or freely, right? Just doing everything and thinking everything more freestyle, then it says it's 100% is associating with one of the negative emotion. If it's just all the mind, you just think freely, it's connected with either attachment or ignorance or anger or jealousy or so others, like a pride and so on, right? It will automatically connected with the mental afflictions, the negative emotions. As well as connected with negative emotions, that cause us always have some kind of negative intentions. And whatever actions comes there through by the negative intentions, that either you are harming others or you are harming to yourself, that you are creating more enemies in your daily life, or you are like it's causing that you are more like the being loneliness, because how much your actions negative, that much people are stay out from you time by time, right? Because every single one's to looking the nice place, nice company, and more where we have more peace and calm, right? That's we always seeking that. And then as myself is the causing you to destroying your peace or calm, or I'm not being good company to you, always just strongly shows my self-centeredness or my selfish. Every single actions connected with my selfish, that actions also shows that whether you talk or physical actions, actually it shows like how much you have a self-centeredness, self-ego or selfish. So then people will slowly stay out from you one by one, right? They do have a right to do that. They right to choose that, and they will do it because seeking calm and peace in our daily life. If they do, then finally just by yourself. Then another sufferings comes, feel loneliness, right? It's your mind. It's your self-centeredness. Because you're freestyle doing it, not guiding your mind. Any actions, body, speech, mind, is not guided. You're not mindfulness on it, right? You do whatever comes in the moment. Then it's most time shows the self-centeredness or at least at the moment they are not individual negative emotion, but at least it's connected with the self-grasping and the self-centeredness. That's 100% sure. So as well as like connected to the self-centeredness, then sees what actions will come, which is selfish, right? I want all the good things. I should be the first number. I should be the highest. I should be the best. And then everything's, I need it. You don't need it. I need it. That's how the action and thoughts comes when associating with the self-centeredness, right? If then you are shows in the action those kind of the attitude. So then when shows the action, then people see it. People see more your intention through by your verbal and physical actions. And your verbal and physical actions more connected, like at that moment, your intention is more connected with the self-centeredness than always serve to the self-centeredness. Your verbal, like whatever you're saying, just more shows that self-centeredness or selfish. Whatever you do by your physical action, it more shows the self-centeredness or selfish. So, and then, of course, as you don't like to others, seeing that others having more selfish, then why we should have selfish more? Of course, they will don't like to us. Same, right? If you don't like them, they will don't like us. Exactly same. Then sometimes look at myself and how I'm seeing this people as bad or good. Then I shouldn't do that way because people will see me as a bad and good same way, right? So it is same. So that's the reason that we keep saying do not do like too much judgmental, because to guide yourself first and then watch yourself first, right? If you're doing same action, then you do not have a right to say that person is bad. If I say that, you do not have a right to say that person is bad because you're doing bad too. What do you think? You have a right to say or not? Right? In a country law, yes, we have the right to say. In a spiritual law, you are not right to say, right? Because you are doing same as bad, exactly same. Then who you are saying that's are doing bad, so bad to bad, then it's not really nice to see it, right? So someone doing bad and saying, oh, someone doing bad. When we watch at the third person, we will see clear it's not really suitable to say that, right? It's because it's as yourself is doing it, then not right. So therefore, the person not judgmental, even you judgmental person, you just check yourself that more calms, right? So this is one reason my master Rinpoche, he not always openly giving us advice, do this or don't do this. I'm keep thinking long time, it's been long time, I'm keep thinking, as I'm his student, right? So why he not talking me these things? Why he not guiding me? Why he not teaching me? So, and when I grow up, that I see is he's doing his good practice, his own practice, not doing too much, right? Before you say to other, don't do this, then it's really, you have to change first, not doing it. And then telling to other, don't do that, very much suitable, and it's worth to, and then it's also receive benefit. If you do same negative, then telling to don't do that, people will see you, even they not directly say, there will come question, why are you doing this then? Right? So internally they say, like insidely they say, why are you doing this if you're telling me don't do that? So instead of listening, it's more like a kind of like a ignoring it. That's how difficult to listening for other who are doing same actions, right? So therefore, then I grew up, I study more, then I see his practice is better and better. Every actions, Rinpoche's actions, clearly sees in textbook. How much I read the textbook? Okay, this is here the Rinpoche's attitude, or this is here the Rinpoche thought. Okay, every single thing is connected to the textbook. So then why I should blend them? And then look at myself also. It's not that only he not ready for say that. Also, I'm not ready for listening it. He know that, right? If he said that, I get angry. That means I'm not ready for listening it. There are many causes and conditions that's being more silence. When times comes, never stay back. When times comes, like say when I ask question, then answer everything, right? So that's kind of the attitudes we should know and keep examining our own self is the first step to changing everything other. Therefore, changing self is the first step to talk about that. So this is part of, again, if you guide it, you will be trained better. If you're not guided, you will fail, and then no one listen to you. When no one listen to you, we are not thinking it's my fault. We're thinking more, why they are not listening to me? I'm elder than this. All this reasoning comes back again. So I'm older than this, I'm more educated than them, and then I do have more experience to them, and I'm the boss, and so on and so on. All the reason you applying that why they do not thinking is actually cause you have more anger rather than make them listening to you, right? So if you think, okay, I did same wrong, therefore they are not listening. If you reflected your own and then sees that there's something that I did bad, then that okay, I did this wrong, then therefore it's not listening. Should first to fix myself, correct myself, and then talk to them. So that's how it says that's the reasoning why we need to guide the mind. Okay? Is this clear again? Okay. Okay, then anyone have a question online or further discussion? One, okay. So then we can move to next, they say benefits and qualities of the guiding the mind. Okay, what I can suggesting to you is after we learn that all the faults not guiding the minds and benefit the guiding the mind, at least just ignoring it maybe better recollections or reflecting on it, examining on it to by yourself to what they're saying is true or not. Don't think those line is just blaming me. Right? If you take that those lines are criticizing me, those lines are blaming me, then you are not really reflecting on it. Because you think as a negative now. Those lines are you already sees as negative because you sees as a blaming to you, then definitely not benefit. So you will not think again on this line. But the clearness is this line is not blaming to you. It's clear. These books composed way before than we born. Right? Then how we know that? How Shantideva know that? It describing in generally samsaric beings, in general, not to you. But as our action is, as we are samsaric being, our action might be sometime connected to this line, to which having faults, right? So that means like not the line is wrong, not the composer is wrong. Right? So, and then it's the Shantideva not talks to you individually, and then this line is not talks to you individually. Definitely not. It's generally describing it. Sometimes it's our behaviors are connected. How they're talking about the faults, sometimes not. If we see sometimes not connected with any faults and text describing, we can rejoice ourselves. We don't have to look at myself as bad. And then if you not see is that much connected or more connected with the false, then it's actually take as advice to change myself. Once you change yourself, then everything turns nice and better, right? So that's actually how we need to do it. Therefore, again, suggesting to reflecting on those lines as thinking is not for you in general describing. And then, so that's if you see those lines are true or have good reason, then we should begin apply in our daily life to those reasons to change ourselves. Okay. To more guiding every single time to mind that. Okay, now benefit, Chapel, it's the stanza 3, 4, 5 from the text, but his comes a little bit later, right? Okay.
But if the elephant of the mind is completely restrained by the rope of mindfulness, then all perils vanish and complete well-being is obtained.
Read all three, yeah.
Tigers, lions, elephants, bears, snakes, all enemies, all guardians of hells, dakinis and demons become controlled by the controlling mind, the mind alone. By subduing the mind alone, they all become subdued.
Okay. So now the difficult part to understand is the verse 4. The elephants, the fear of elephants and lions and like a tiger or so on is just mine. Now what do you think about that? Tiger's real there, right outside. It shouldn't be our mind then. So we're really talking about the fear for tiger, fear for snake, right? So when we see those the danger animals, then we do have fear, right, or suffering. So that fears that comes from your mind. That's the saying it. And again, at that regarding that, I have to talk about the Buddhist point. So because the fear connected to our mind, that's clear. But the question is, when tigers comes near to me, then why I shouldn't have a fear? That's true, right? That's true, very true. And how we can answer for that, for this line, when tigers comes near, when I see the snake, why I shouldn't have fear? Because it's poisoning snake takes my life, right? The tigers takes my life, and so on and so on. So the more fears that taking our life, or like the heavier damaging the body, right? So those the reason that we have fear, and then it's worth to have fears. It's right to have fears. But he's kind of like saying, if you change your mind through by the guiding your mind, you will not have a fear. Even tigers nearest to you. How much you believe on it? What do you think? Tell me. It's impossible?
No, it's not possible.
It's possible.
What do you reason think that it's possible?
I think if you have enough control of your mind, you could like see the fear but not react to it and just feel it. Or if you're so detached to your body, you're just like, oh, okay. Like, you know, the Sutra of the Buddha giving, or the Buddha in a previous life giving their body to a lion, like they didn't have fear in that moment. They had full compassion.
Yeah, it is good way to think, but the giving body to the tiger is the example is too high for us. Too high for us.
Does it have anything to do with the fact
Hi, good morning.
if you don't fear the animal, if the animal don't sense fear on you, he will not attack you. Animals sense fear.
That's one way to look at it, yeah.
They fear you as well.
Yeah, that's one way to look. Have a seat, yeah. That's one way to look at it, yeah. So, because animal like harms to us, the one reason they are fear to us, right? A snake as well as those are. They fear and they protect themselves. So as we do, when we try to protect ourselves, we like sometimes we try to harm to others in order to protect themselves, right? Animal do them actually. That's one reason that once you do not have a fear, that will your attitude is more relaxed. That the feelings that very difficult to describe that feeling things to connections between animal and ourselves. So some kind of energy, right? So once we see snake, we immediately having fear, because in our minds, thinking snake will harms us. The way it is, it's not necessary, right? It's not necessary, but we set it up that way. We already conformed that way. The snake, the poisonous snake, definitely will harm to us. That's how we set it up. Therefore, whenever we see the poisonous snake, either we try to kill them or chasing them, whatever, just you run or whatever, you do that, right? So because it's that set up the intention that way, right? So one example I can say, when the cobra snake is poisoning snake, right? It's always in our the garden in the India where I grew up, monastery, near our house. One cobra is there, always there. Sometimes shows up, sometimes disappeared. Try not harms, stay there. So every year it shows. And then we have a lot of kids too, and they know these things, and they're not harming as well. I don't know if it's a good example or coincidence, I don't know, but somehow the snake is calm, we are calm, no harming each other. And then if we questioning one day will harm, that's assumptions. Yes, it will be, might be not, right? So whatever. So there, that one reason, as you said, I think that they are fear, they protect themselves, therefore they try to harm us. If we do not have a fear, we will more calm, and we will not describe the poisoning snake is always danger, right? So this is the one way to to how not harms each other through by the calm minds. And again, it's depend on the guiding minds. If you subdue your minds, if you change your minds, and everything will be okay. That's the one reason that we think it. If I explain the Buddhist way, how the fear to animals and the danger animals to harm us, we do not have not harming us, right? If we say again, one reason a Buddhist is depend on karma, right? If you do have a karma to bite by snake or bite harms by animal, it will happening then. If you do not have a karma, then no worry that, right? That one reason. Another reason, more deeper or higher reason, is we talk about the liberations, nirvana, right? Liberations we talk that. So, and then also the achieving liberations is through by the path of realization of emptiness and compassion as well. Once you achieve the compassion, you always look at them as more nice and wonderful, no matter what form of the animal beings. Every single beings you will cherish to them because of compassion. And as you realize the reality of any object, that also causes you not have problem or not have fears. So connection these two paths, and which the two paths brings you the liberation, of course then you would not harms or that just briefly I'm describing regarding Buddhism. Once you have this power, then animal will not harm to us. That's kind of the Buddhist, total Buddhist. But when we talk about more practical, then one reason what you say it, and then another reason, yes, it's based on talking about because of talking about the benefit of guiding minds, right? And then the benefit is guiding mind is not just simply you guiding mind, it's receiving the benefit, not that. After guide minds, then you change it. You change all this your perspective. You change your self-centeredness to the more cherished other, or so on and so on. After you change, then you have a less fears or no fear at all. Once you do not have any fear, less fear or no fear, then that energy is connected to animal beings will be not harms, right? At least you do not have a fear of that. That not having fear is the benefit here to guiding mind. Clear? And then I can see this more only the compassion mind have no fears. So every single other minds in our daily life, as well as associating with the selfish or self-centeredness, always will have fear. Always we do have fear, because as well you have a strong self-centeredness. The first step is protecting self, and then in order to protecting self, that in generally what set in our mind, what is danger parts are always you might be destroy them or you run away from them. So once you do not have a fear, you will not do that, right? So and then again, what I'm describing is connected to only the connected, which mind can connect with compassion. They will not have a fear for any danger animals. So not our ordinary beings. Ordinary being definitely will fear, because I said it's connected with self-centeredness mind, right? So compassion is cherishing other, and you're totally focusing that how I can let them free from suffering, let them free from suffering, not I am free from suffering, right? So we will have too much worry about that, their suffering, instead of our own suffering. That compassion, I'm describing compassion. Once you have that mind, so wherever you see snake or danger animal, you sees them as like a beautiful, you sees them the one of the suffering the beings, and therefore cherishing others, that compassion, altruism mind will be just all your face, eyes, everything's different, right? So when we have an anger person, we will realize by their eyes. Sometimes, the anger person, how they shows eyes. And then compassionate person, how they shows eyes. So that the attitude or energy completely change by compassion or anger. So now as you more having compassion, that all the attitude, more peace and calm, eyes, everything is different. Then people will not fear to come close to you. Or same way the animal will not have a fear to come close to you. The birds will become on your hand, or so on, right? So, as I mentioned earlier, it's very difficult to describe scientifically that energies, the compassion or anger. But some percentages we will understand through by our experience actually.
There is science though that fear, animals can sense like your pheromones.
Okay. Are the science talking about that?
And
Okay, I do not know. I see.
They smell it off you and then they react a certain way.
Okay.
Same thing with there's pheromones in humans too. So if someone's nice, they let off different pheromones than if they're angry. So there's a smell that we're studying scientifically
I
right
see.
now.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to know that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of energy, yeah. So therefore, you can examining, and then some percentage we will understand. So having anger and having love makes you different, right? So within your family, who you love always comes close. You don't have a fear to them. They don't have a fear to you, come to you, right? So because love. And then who you hate, maybe you want to stay away from them, stay there as well, because the attitude is changed. Inner thought is changed, right? Inner thought is changed, therefore attitude change and energy is changed. So that's how we can see connection that describe this line. I thought that's my best way to describe this line. What do you think in that? I know you have any additional to talk on it? Okay, yeah. Do you have any additional to talk that? Okay. What are your thoughts then? Do you have any thoughts on it?
Well, I said I wouldn't trust pheromones or fear or no fear. I just wouldn't even get myself into that kind of situation.
Once you know fear?
Yeah, I mean.
The examining here is the example. Someone you don't have a fear,
Right.
right? Then you don't have a problem to touch. Do you have any problem to touch?
In that.
Yeah. Sometimes we scared to mouse, not to cat.
Right.
Sometimes we scared to cat, not to mouse.
Right.
So who do not have the fear to that animal?
But a tiger is a whole different class of animal in my eyes than a cat or a mouse.
Of course, definitely 100% that I said it. We as ordinary being, compassion mind can handle that. None of us. Now we should run. We should run when tigers comes.
No, play that.
Uh-huh.
You should play that.
You should play. Once you're ready, then you play that. Of course, then we should run, right? Therefore, I try to describe only the compassion mind can handle that. None of other self-centeredness mind, right? Self-centeredness mind is always self is important. Therefore, we run. Not other is important. Compassion mind is other is important. No run. Try to find it out like an opportunity to help. Right? So some are fear to ghosts, some are fear to don't ghosts, not fear to ghosts. Who believe to ghosts, who do not believe to ghosts, right? That's different, right? Who believe to ghosts, they have a fear. Who do not believe to ghosts, they don't have a fear for ghosts. I'm talking ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They do not have a fear that. So, and then the instant of like a run hour, they're looking, where is it ghost? Who do not have a fear, right? So who do have a fear, they will run. The both connected with the self-centeredness, right? So, so that's all makes change. There we have a lot of example in our daily life where we can be closed or where we have to be distinguish how we described it, right? Someone thinking that object is more danger, but someone not thinking that object is danger, right? It depends on your perspective. We clearly see each people do have their own perspective based on their education or based on their experiences, right? So that's how we move forward to finding more peace. So if you're looking more farther peace, then learn more new things. Because usual what we learn, our object is, we already know and we already experience. We examine it. We got it now. So then it is the way big help. Then we can continue to utilize it. If not really big help, we have to find it another medicine then to cure our illness. So, so therefore, if you look at CS in general, and then I can say the best things in our help in our daily life is our analytical mind, to knowing or can make determinations is right and wrong, clear, and a single a slide different. Also, we can see this is different. This part is different. Yes, talking this one. That part is different. Yes, talking that one. If you make separated right and wrong, or which object should engage or which object should abandon, you see clearly with the detail will be the better. That's very much depend on your analytical mind. Your analytical mind will be, let us see, the detail is the determination by detail. That's important. If you determination by the detail, then you will see, as you are not making everything same, then you will clearly know what object should be take it out, or what object should be the engage it. So that important part. So your analytical mind is the another fundamental of changing everything, right? So because we have to challenge with our ignorance, right? So ignorance sometimes seeing the partial, not clearly see, that's ignorance. Sometimes we see as a wrong is ignorance. Sometimes we do not see anything, it's ignorance as well, right? The three type of ignorance we there. Sometimes we're not seeing everything's completely dark, or see the partial, still is ignorance, because not see the clearly. But still you do not know, or better not take any decision, right or wrong, because as you see the partial things. And then you see wrong, mistaken, but we think it's not mistaken, it's ignorant as well. So for challenging that, analytical mind is the best to knowing or determining a clear right or wrong with the details. So once we able to do that, this makes more easy to in our daily life, instead of a lot of having complicated, right? So that part is again importance. I'm thinking, okay. So now we do have a few other lines which talking about so many other benefits that depend on mind. So far, in generally, once you subdue the mind, you are free from spree. Once you do not subdue the mind, you will not free from suffering. It's generally talking about that. Okay. So I can take question, or of course, if you want to further discussions, welcome to do that. Okay. Any question online? No?
No.
Okay. Okay. So when it says guide the mind, then if you do the say engage this guide the mind, then we will receive some kind of benefit, right? It said guide the mind, then you do ignore it, whatever, then you will not receive exactly benefit. That's I can say it. That's all then. And just let you know, this from we do have a Vesak day, a little bit different than generally Theravadas and the Buddhism in Tibetan. So the Buddhism in Tibetan, we start Vesak day from yesterday. Now goes to the 15 days or 1 month. All those practitioners or followers are try not eat meat or try to accumulate more virtues as much as they can, and then the benefit to other, the liberation animal life, or like feeding to the animals and the poor people. So many activities, virtue activity, people do this within this mind. You're Sri Lankan, right?
India.
India? From where?
South India, Visakhapatnam.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, this kind of Vesak day we start from yesterday. And then we think this is the most holiest month within the 12 months. There's because this month Buddha took many different activities, though it is 4 or 5 activities, right? Therefore, we think that the month is very precious, and that if we engage the virtues, it's automatically multiplied. We said it, and then is the same time if you create now more negative actions, that will also multiply. So, therefore, try best to do virtues as much as you can in this month. Based on I'm just giving advice, the Buddhist practitioner. Okay. Okay. Any further question?
I have a question in the one reading there. It said about the tigers. What is the meaning of a dakini?
Or is it?
Something there.
Dakini.
Dakini?
Oh, Dakini. Dakini is some kind of spiritual, what called? Spirit, some kind of spirit that we talk about. Yeah, it has applied to both positive and negative. The here refers to some kind of spirit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, then if you do not have any question, I'm going to stop here. Thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, guys.
Okay, tujiche.
Bye.